Okay. So to highlight this one, it's exactly the same steps we did for the one in the front that I forgot to record. I'm going to mix my alizarin crimson with this soft white that I have here, and start by making sure it's the right shade. I think it's fine. Now, I'm going to be really careful when I start coming out to the edge of that petal. And the more higher I go up with my highlights, the lighter it's going to look. Now, my pressure on my brush is not heavy. I'm trying to keep it soft and light. So now I'm adding a little bit more white. I'm going to come here. Adjust. Okay. And highlight this area a bit. This is a bit more of a alizarin crimson in here, just a tiny little bit more. Right here. So now I'm going to take my brush and switch brushes. Take a smaller round brush. Try to highlight slowly, just a bit, this one in the back. Not all of it. I don't want to highlight the inside. If I highlight the inside, it's going to come forward. I still want it to look like it's going in. So I'm just going to highlight the edge a bit and leave it. Okay. I'm just fixing up this area because I messed it up when I was highlighting. Okay, so now let's move back to this one. So I'm going to start with where I see the highlight right here. Good. It's looking good. Also, I would like to get rid of the black lines in between. So I'm mixing now Payne's Gray and Alizarin Crimson. And I'm gonna come here and just kind of add this, well, get rid of the gesso, black gesso line. Okay, that's good. Excellent. Okay, go back. Alizarin Crimson, a bit of white. I have to keep adjusting this color here because when it dries darker. So the usual thing with acrylic, we have to keep on adjusting. Now I can see with this one here that one part, you can see a bit more of the purple, and the other part in the back is just kind of pink color. So I'm going to increase the amount of purple, which is ultramarine violet, and take white, highlight it a bit, and alizarin crimson, because it's not just purple, it is a purple, pink purple and white. Okay, that's good. Good enough. Now I'm going to take just alizarin crimson and white. I didn't wash my brush, so it has a bit of that combination of ultramarine violet and pink, alizarin crimson and white. And I'm just adding more of the alizarin crimson. Right, so at the bottom part, before I do that, I'm just gonna increase the highlight in here a bit. Oh, I'm getting messages left, right, and center from everywhere. Okay, so this is good. A bit more highlight. I'm going to mix, again, take some of the purple down here, and then just kind of make sure that the bottom part has more purple in it at the bottom. Okay, that's good. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take now alizarin crimson and put white in it. And I'm going to put a touch of ultramarine violet. Very, very little, not a lot. Come here and see. This color is good. I'm going across this way. So this petal is actually rounded. So your brush stroke shouldn't go straight. You should go with the roundness on an angle.
So you used crimson, white, and a bit of ultramarine?
Yes, yes. Now I don't want these here to look like that. Those round, like wispy at the bottom. So I'm going to take my round brush and kind of with paint on it, of course, the same paint I'm using, and just kind of soften that at the bottom with the round brush. Now, I'm going to go back, take alizarin crimson, only alizarin crimson and white, no purple and white. So I'm going to highlight a little bit more, but no purple now, just alizarin crimson and white. And I'm going to come here and again, try to highlight a bit. No, don't highlight too much because you don't want this to get to the same highlight of the back one. It should still have that intense, beautiful pink. And unfortunately, when we highlight with white, it sucks the intensity usually. So now I'm using alizarin crimson, a lot more alizarin crimson than white on this stage.
Oh.
Now, I'm going to take a bit of purple, alizarin crimson, white, and I changed to a small round brush. And I'm going to come here and then add, this needs to be watered down. Bit more white into my pink or into my alizarin crimson, more white, water down my color. And I'm going to highlight certain areas in here. So this line, same line, I'm going to highlight it here a little bit more. Okay. Soften here, soften this. So it's going to be a, okay. It's more pink at the bottom, like a light pink right here. And I'm going to do this here too. I'm going to glaze this a bit with more of soft pink at the bottom. Okay. I'm just waiting for this to dry a bit to see if I need to. I'm using a big round brush now. Okay. So what I did is I highlighted this area with white and alizarin crimson. And then I came back and I glazed it with alizarin crimson and a bit of white. So more of the alizarin crimson and less white. So its glazes um, will give it back the intensity, but it stays the lightness of the color will stay there. The highlight is still there, but it's more intense as far as color, because the white unfortunately takes the intensity out of the color. This way, by highlighting with a light pink first, like a light pink, and then when it's dry, you go over it with a glaze of alizarin crimson and a bit of white, and that will just, the intensity will stay there, but it's highlighted. I think painting these things with acrylics is a lot more difficult than painting it with oil, for many reasons. Not only because it dries darker and you can't see the color the way it is, and the blending is just as well. The sharpness of the color when it dries, it's not soft. Acrylic, when it dries, is not soft. It's harsh. Okay, I'm recording right now. So for this one, I'm going to take alizarin crimson and ultramarine violet. And let's start from top. So this two combination of alizarin crimson and an ultramarine violet, no white at all, is perfect for this. Now, what I'm going to do is highlight, take more alizarin crimson, less of, no ultramarine violet, touch of white, very little white. Again, I don't want to highlight it too much, but right here, and slowly go down just a bit, not too much. Personally, I think I highlighted too much, but that's okay. I'll wait for it to dry, and then if it needs to be darker, I'll glaze it. Okay.
Maybe mine's too dark.
That's okay. Yeah, it should be dark at first. Yes,
Okay.
it's the right thing to do.
And then you're doing your over color is with a bit of white.
Yes, where the highlight is. Okay, that's good. Not too much highlights in here. This one is in like a shadowy part, but it does have a beautiful red color in here. So I'm waiting for this to dry, and I'm going to go over and add a touch of alizarin crimson in here. Just alizarin crimson. See, with black, first layer, any color you apply, especially alizarin crimson, because it's transparent, the black underneath absorbs the color, so your alizarin crimson is going to go dark. Second layer, when you put the alizarin crimson, it'll be over a colored surface, not black anymore. So the more layers you put, the lighter and brighter the color is going to look. So now I'm taking just alizarin crimson and I'm going to apply it here and see if I need. Yeah, I might need a touch of white in here with the alizarin crimson. Yeah, yeah. So see, now my alizarin crimson looks more red than dark burgundy. Because the more I apply, the more layers I put, the brighter the color is going to look, the more intense it's going to look. So, okay, one more layer. I'm going to highlight a touch more, tiny bit of white with my alizarin crimson, and I'm going to highlight this part, just that part over here. Because I don't want to push my highlight all the way down. It just has to be exactly where it's higher. Now, for the top part right here, it is a bit more, so let me take purple, ultramarine violet, mix it with my alizarin crimson, but more of the ultramarine violet. And I'm going to add a touch of white in there, touch, so I can see that violet color. Now I'm going to come here and just add a bit of that purple in there. So it's not too light, but you can see that the top part is more purple, has a bit more purple than the bottom part. That's the nice thing about this little kind of bud. It has a purple top and then more of the fuchsia color in here, or pink at the bottom.